Boom! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning, I wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stop pick. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's from pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounces. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottom. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and die. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call it short squeeze. You get the drop, she pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. and I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? And make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? And make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? And make profits. That TTG money gang. And making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everyone, and what's going on, folks? How are you all doing? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. We are here for the final trading hour of the day, the final trading hour of the week, and it is a red day. It is a massive shock to the markets today. You got a major piece of economic data. It's jobs data, and it was eye-popping how strong the labor market still is. Absolutely eye-popping. But we live in the twilight zone. We live in the upside down world, which is where good news is actually bad news, which is where the strongest labor market and jobs market that you've still had since 1969. You have to go back to 1969 until you had a labor market that is as tight and is as strong as you have as the one that you find yourselves in here today. But yet the stock market is absolutely cratering on the back of that news. You live in the upside down world, which is where good news is perceived as bad news, because the stronger the jobs market, the more fearful investors are that the Fed is going to keep going, that the Fed is going to continue to raise interest rates. So a lot of the excitement that you saw earlier in the week from other economic data that actually was going in our favor, you saw a jobs number today that was completely unexpected. We're going to talk about that on this live stream. Welcome, folks. My name is Michael Edward, former award-winning hedge fund trader, now the current head trader at True Trading Group. I've been doing this for about 16 years. Began my career working at a fund in New York City, my first job out of college. Then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession, the great stock market crash, the worst recession and worst crash that any of you have ever lived through. But that year, I actually went on to receive one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now I'm the head trader at True Trading Group, and along with my team of 9 other professional trading mods and an over 20-person staff, we've helped thousands of people from all over the world, from all walks of life, learn to trade and profit consistently. We are the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform that combines university-level trading courses with premium stock market tools, workshops, and mentorship on stocks, options, crypto, futures. You name it, we've got it all, folks. We trade it all. And we day trade, we also swing trade, and of course, we also do long-term investing at TTG as well. But we take that university level of education, we combine it with the top financial tools that are worth over $5,000 a year on their own. We give them to you all included at no additional cost with your membership to TTG's platform. We give you access to about 10,000 of our members, the most educated, supportive, helpful, and successful community of traders that are going to trade alerts from myself and the 9 other professional trading mods that have been able to maintain a cumulative win rate of just around 80% now going on the last 2 years. We're a family at TTG. We leave no trader behind. And what a day that today has been. If you're new to this channel, make sure that you guys subscribe, smash that like button, turn on your notifications. You don't ever want to make sure that you miss out on any one of these live streams, because we're dropping golden nuggets and free lessons in education on a regular basis. We've got to talk about what happened here today in the overall markets, folks, because today you got a piece of economic data that was the complete opposite from what people were anticipating and what people were expecting. Earlier in the week, you got initial jobless claims and continuing jobless claims, basically telling you that initial jobless claims actually went higher. Okay, initial jobless claims actually moved up. Continuing jobless claims actually moved up. They were higher than what the initial expectations were. That gave the markets a little bit of some excitement here this week, as markets were able to hold the rally that they experienced early in the week. That made people feel that you were going to get a weakening or a softening labor market number today when the unemployment number came out and when non-farm payrolls came out. Non-farm payrolls, we actually added, 268,000 new jobs, added over 250,000 new jobs. Okay, they haven't gone down. We've actually added more jobs, and the unemployment rate has actually ticked down. The unemployment rate was 3.7 in August. It has moved down to 3.5. In a normal environment, that's a very good thing. It shows a very strong labor market, shows a strong economy. But in the environment we find ourselves in today, when all we're worried about is what is the Fed going to do? How far is the Fed going to raise interest rates? How far is the Fed going to push, okay, without having something, kind of break? That's all the markets care about. And when you got that data today, it was a complete shock to the markets. We had a massive gap down. As soon as that number came out, markets went straight to the downside, and they've never looked back since the opening bell print. The opening bell print, we moved right to the downside, and we have never been able to even attempt a meaningful bounce or a recovery at any point during the day today, as it was just, like I said, a complete shock to the markets when that number came out. But you guys, I get frustrated here because I tell you guys, now listen, I didn't think we were going to go all the way down to 362 today, 363 on the overall markets. I didn't think that you were going to get the unemployment number was going to go back down to 3.5. I'll be the first person to tell you guys that. I come on these live streams. I always tell you, hey, this is what I think is going to happen. This is what I'm doing with my own money. This is how I plan on trading these entire situations. I didn't think you were going to see unemployment go back to 3.5 because jobless claims numbers went up. Initial jobless claims and continuing jobless claims went up. So I'm like, okay, so then maybe the unemployment rate goes from 3.7 to 3.8. Opposite, went down to 3.5. Labor participation also went down. Two things that you need to see move higher. The Fed wants to see those numbers move higher, not lower, because that will give them more confidence that they're going to be able to get inflation under control if unemployment and labor participation go up. You don't want to see those numbers come down at the same time. Guys, I actually just right before we came on this live stream, I had a fantastic conversation with my business partner and co-founder of True Trading Group, Adam. And we were talking about kind of what happened today in the markets. We were talking about, this jobs number that came out. We're talking about this big sell-off here in the markets. And we had a very, very, very good conversation that I think is something that a lot of people on this live stream need to listen to and need to hear. So I'm actually going to go ahead and bring on my business partner and co-founder of TTG. I want you guys to all welcome Adam. He had some really fantastic things and insight on kind of where we stand right now with everything with this overall market. And I want to bring him on. We can continue that conversation here with you guys all live.
Yeah. What's up, man?
What's going on, bro? How are you?
I'm good. I'm kind of depressed today.
Yeah.
I frustrated, confused. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the right words for it. Part of me didn't even want to. I wanted to tell you to skip today's live stream.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I was at today, for a bunch of reasons. It's a scary and frustrating place to be when you don't fully understand what's happening and you have the experience to comprehend it. And what I mean by that is that you have the experience to kind of break down what's happening today.
Right.
And I have never once heard you say, I've heard you say, I can't predict the future. I've heard you say, I can't do this or that. Jess is backstage right now. Jess, can you do me a favor? Can you go into chat and tell the 1,900 people in there that we would really appreciate it if they would come on here as well, please? Because I really think that our members need to hear this too. Because this isn't going to be about sales and laptops and shit today. There's going to be a lot of people on YouTube that are going to give you a lot of opinions and insight and things like that. And we're going to do the same on our end, but we're going to give it to you straight. We're going to give it to you straight. So, let's see, if our members are able to come on and, and not even support, just listen.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a really important conversation.
Yeah. Nobody needs to type the $sign. Nobody needs to talk about how you're making money. And even, none of that. We go on these live streams and we do an edumercial every day. Yeah, Mike gives away a ton of free advice and a ton of free stuff, but we also sell a lot and it gets obnoxious at times. And today ain't going to be about that. Today ain't going to be about that. So what I want to talk about today is this. Now, for those that don't know me, I started True Trading Group with Mike, right? Now, I'm not a trader, right? But I have worked in the public markets for almost 2 decades. And I'm pretty sure Mike will vouch for me when I say I do know something about public markets.
Yes, absolutely.
And how the public markets work. Not just from a you trading standpoint, but really behind the scenes, how investment banks work, how how these companies interact with with the markets and so on and so forth. I have a pretty good understanding of how that happens and takes place. And so I definitely do have somewhat of an understanding. Okay. When it comes to today, I didn't want to do the live stream today. I'm frustrated. Mike's frustrated. The entire time that we were talking today, I have never, in all the time that I've known, Mike's always quick with the answer, man. Mike's always quick with the answer. For those that don't notice, Mike usually repeats himself like 7,000 times before he moves on to another topic, but it's okay because it's 7,000 of the same answer. So that it's something that he truly believes is correct. Today was the first time in the entire time that I've known Mike where he didn't have the answer. And the question that was asked was, how can you have the initial jobs data that you had earlier in the week, and then get the number that we had today? And it's the first time, Mike, for those that don't know about him, Mike, are you a big conspiracy theorist? No, he isn't. No, he isn't.
No.
Typically when Mike hears, something about, tinfoil hat topics, it's quickly dismissed with those people are idiots. Typically that's how that works. And today I was, I said to him, I was like, how can that be? And the best answer that Mike came up with was maybe there's something to all that. Because how can you have the numbers you had earlier in the week and then the numbers today? How can we have a jobs market that's 3.5%, 3.5% unemployment? I mean, Mike, explain that a little bit. Explain.
Yeah, I was, you had 3.5% unemployment in July, right? And then you saw a couple of companies announce hiring freezes in July. Not necessarily a lot of layoffs, but you had a couple layoffs in July where companies announced layoffs. You had a lot of hiring freezes. And then unemployment from just those actions went from 3.5 to 3.7 in August. So since then, you've had a lot more companies announce a lot more layoffs. And once I saw initial jobless claims and continuing jobless claims finally tick up, I'm like, okay, there you go. Finally, the labor market has begun to soften. Finally, now you've had more companies announce layoffs. There's more companies with the hiring freezes than there were the month before. Initial jobless claims went up. Okay, so more people have filed for unemployment. Continuing jobless claims has gone up, which means more people are continuing to file for unemployment, which means they have not been able to find a job, which means the labor market is softening. So I was like, okay, so maybe now the unemployment rate goes from either it stays the same or it goes from 3.7, maybe it goes up to 3.8, something like that. You come out today and you get this number and it's like unemployment's back to 3.5. I'm like, I was completely shocked to see unemployment go back to 3.5.
Yeah.
It was not something that I wasn't expecting it. The market wasn't expecting. That's the reason why the market's down 700 points right now. Nobody was expecting that number to come in at 3.5. That's the big number. The big number is that unemployment number. There's a direct correlation between the way that investors look at the Fed funds target rate and the unemployment rate. As the unemployment rate goes down, the Fed funds target rate goes up. As the unemployment rate goes up, the Fed funds target rate goes down. And right now, the stock market and individual stocks are not moving based on unemployment. In a regular world scenario, unemployment going down would make stocks go up, not in this environment, because the Fed is trying to fight inflation. So you actually want to see the unemployment rate tick up. I know that might sound like, oh, I don't want to see people lose their job. And I get it. You don't want to see people lose their job. But I'm not on here to talk about, we're on here to talk about how do we make money in the stock market. And understanding how to make money in the stock market, you need to be able to understand what's going to make the market go up, what's going to make the market go down so that you can take advantage of it, position yourself for it so you can make money. That's it. Simple. That's all we care about. That's all we focus on. I don't care about anything else. That's why you're on these live streams, to get knowledge, to gain a skill so that you can actually make money from this type of stuff. But you want to see unemployment, the Fed at least wants to see unemployment go to 4%. They don't want to see it go back to 3.5. That's why today was such a huge shock.
Yeah. So, one of the things that we were talking about when we're talking about this is that people have become, and rightfully so, rightfully so, there's a lot of people that are down in their long-term portfolios right now. Just curious, right? Let's see. How many of you are down big in your long-term portfolios, right? Type the number 3 in chat if you're down big in your long-term portfolios right now. Type the number 3. Type the number 3 if you're down big in your long-term portfolios right now. Yeah. Yep. That's what I thought. Now, that's a pretty scary place to be. That's for everyone that's watching, that is a scary place to be, man. Right? That is a scary place to be. Here's the thing. There is no easy answer to this. There is no secret that's going to make everyone feel all better. Because of this, everyone is so vested into what is taking place in the market and every little bit of information that comes out and hanging on every word of these so-called professionals and people that are supposed to have the answers and everything. You know what I learned today? And I'm not a very smart person, so you take it for what it's worth, right? I didn't graduate college. I didn't, I don't have, I've never worked at a fancy hedge fund. But you know what I learned today? I learned that the people that we're supposed to be getting our information from, they're completely full of shit. And I don't care what side of the table it's on. I don't care left, right, front, center. That's what I learned today. So
yeah, just adding to that, when you guys look at like the expectations of when these economic data figures come out, you have a pool of analysts that come up with these expectations. And you've had several now major pieces of economic data where the analyst expectations were nowhere even close. Nowhere even close. Just like complete head scratchers. This is not the first time. Nobody was expecting the unemployment rate to go back to 3.5. Just like nobody.
I don't. That's the thing is that, nobody was expecting it, but at the same time, it all feels very coordinated, doesn't it? It all feels very, very coordinated. Look, I may not be the most intelligent person in the room, but I know people, right? There's a difference between like book smart and like street smart, and like hustle. And I'm not so great at book smart. I'm very good at like people and the hustle. And and it takes one to know one. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, this feels super coordinated. This feels very, very coordinated. And I got to tell you, it's one of those things where it gives you a lot of pause, because we're supposed to sit here and, Mike and I had this conversation a little while ago. We didn't know, it's hard to come to conclusions on things when the only source for information or for real information to base it on is one thing. It's hard. So, I'm sitting here today and I'm thinking to myself, what do people do? What do people do? The whole thing is rigged against them. This isn't set up for any of you to do well. None of this is. Not one of you should be having any success at this. And the fact that most of you in True Trading Group is kind of insane.
It really is.
So you sit there, or I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, what do you tell people? What do you say to people on a day like this? And you're gonna come on here and say, oh my God, I'm so hyped. This is the best thing ever. This is the best trading environment ever. It's gonna be great. We have 8 laptops. It's not what you do on a day like today. On a day like today, all of us, whether you're a member of True Trading Group or not, are reminded why it is so important to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. You are reminded of that today. Because the more people, the more of you that are able to stand on your own 2 feet, the more of you that are able to build wealth for yourself, the less this type of stuff matters.
Amen.
The less this type of stuff matters. It is a very, very difficult thing to just shake off. I see Lucy's running, yeah?
It's a little bit, making a little bit of them. I got my eyes on it. Don't worry about me. I'm fine.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Yep. Thank you.
So, it's one of those things where you're just, like every once in a while, the curtain gets kind of pulled back a bit. The curtain gets pulled back a bit and you can kind of peer behind and you can see kind of get an idea of what's going on. Today is one of those days. I do not believe, and I'm not talking sides or anything. I don't care about anyone's political opinion. I'm sure there's a YouTube channel for that. This isn't it. But you got me messed up if you don't believe for 1 second that yesterday's cannabis announcement and these job numbers have nothing to do with midterm elections coming up.
Whew.
You got me effed up if you don't think that that's the case.
Yeah, that cannabis announcement came out of nowhere, man.
And I'll tell you this. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but it feels really coordinated, doesn't it?
It does feel that way.
And you know what bothers me? And it doesn't matter what side anyone is on. I don't care. I don't like either of them personally. Okay? That's just me. But I do like you guys and love you guys and love the thousands of members that we have in True Trading Group. So when this stuff happens, it makes me really it makes me sad and it makes me really upset. You know, it makes me really upset. I know it upsets Mike, and this is what Mike and I were talking about. It makes me really, really upset. And because you guys, people like me, people like you, the regular people, the retail, we're the ones that get used as pawns. See, the thing here is that it's all a game. This is all a game. That's what people don't realize. It shouldn't be, but it is. And whether you agree to, you know, that it being a game is good or bad or moral or not moral or anything else, that decision isn't up to you. The morality of it isn't up to you. The right or wrong of it being a game, not a game, is not up to you. You have no control over that. You can't control, you know, the stock market going down and you losing percentage in your long-term portfolio. Because jobs numbers came in a different way than expected. You can't control that. That's outside of your control. It's all part of the game. All of it. This is what this is. Now, here's a little secret, okay? Some of you know it, some of you don't know it. I don't care. I'll share it anyways. For those that don't know anything about me, I have, I have been clean off of everything, drugs, everything, since I've been 21 years old. I'm 38. I've been clean for 17 years. I go to Narcotics Anonymous. I have a sponsor. I work steps. I sponsor other men. And I've done this consistently for most of my entire adult life. Okay. And since I've been 21 years old and I'm 38. And there's something they call the Serenity Prayer inside of Narcotics Anonymous, and it's in AA too, and it's all about accepting the things that you cannot change, having the power, and having the knowledge and the willingness to know the difference between that, right? And it's all about understanding what you can control and what you can control and what you can't. You cannot control that this is a game. You cannot control that there are people that have more power that want to use you as pawns. You cannot control what happens in your 401k when things are completely outside factors. None of that is up to you. And the second that you can internalize that and say, you know what? I'm powerless over what happened today. I can't control any of these things. I don't care how much VWAP you study. You're not going to be able to get anywhere with that. But you know that there's a big relief that comes with that. There's a big relief that comes with looking at your feet and understanding where it is that you are. 2 days ago, everyone was optimistic and happy. Today, everyone wants to, everyone's super upset. In June, everyone thought this was going to be, the end all be all, the end of the world. In August, Everyone thought we were going to new highs and they missed the bottom.
Yep.
This emotional roller coaster that everyone is going on right now is the one thing that will hurt everybody in this game. And that's emotion. That emotion, that tie to a specific direction or a specific outcome, that is what will be your demise as a trader. You think that anyone playing the game that's at a higher level or making the rules, do you think that they're emotionally attached to any of the decisions that they make regarding using you as a pawn? You think so? I guarantee you the answer is no.
I'll tell you the answer is no.
There is not one wink of sleep that is missed. So, what do? Well, you guys have a choice. You have a choice, and this isn't about money. This isn't about money. Yeah, you know what? Labor market's super tight. Everyone's got it. Yeah, you know what? The truth is everyone's working 2-3 jobs. I think that's playing a big role in this. Inflation's high. People working 2 to 3 jobs. They got barely enough time for themselves, and everyone's having to, kick in. And honestly, that's, and thank God that exists. Could you imagine if that stuff didn't exist?
Right? Yeah.
Could you imagine if that stuff didn't exist? That'd be a big problem, man. A big problem. What if there was no gig economy? What if there was no second job?
That's how people are being, you still have some data came out. People still have $1 trillion in excess savings. It's crazy.
The point with that is, we're at a time right now. Mike comes on here and says it's unprecedented, and the SPY is bouncing apparently. I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit.
And it is unprecedented because, in 2008, there weren't this many ways to make up for inflation or lost income. There wasn't this many ways to keep you in the game. In 2008, online trading was not as day trading and swing trading and all this stuff was not as prevalent as it is today. Right? Am I off, or is that?
No, you're not off, because that was just kind of the rise of the online brokerages and everything. The early 2000s is really when, online brokerages and people not having to rely on a broker and can take control of their own accounts and do their own trading. It's really when that started to really kind of take off. It wasn't nearly as prevalent as it is today with the rise of social media and such easier access to information. You didn't really have that back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you got to think about that for a second. There's a lot of things in place today that just simply didn't exist before. A lot of things, man. The advancement in social media and how people make money online, just in the last 3 years because of COVID, it forced the hand of people to get creative. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You back people. See, most people, I equate it to myself. I know we're not, Mike's watching the market. Mike, if you have something important to say about the market, just cut me off.
No, I don't, man. I don't. I mean, the market.
Right. I don't want people to be like, oh, we signed on to get a stock pick, or whatever, or talk about the market. If you have something important to say, then just cut me off.
Yeah.
I know the effort I put in when I used to want to get high and had no money. You ever want to see what real human like hustle looks like? Take away all money and resources from an addict and tell them to go figure out how to get high. And they're going to figure it out because that's what they do. And I saw that similarly during COVID. You took away people's livelihood. Not you, but people's livelihood were taken away. Their ability to support their families and run their businesses. And these people found a way to make it work. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them found a way to make it work and see it through. If you're on this live stream, you at least can afford a cell phone or an internet connection, so you're doing better than a homeless person. You know? So you had to get really creative. And a lot of that creativity forced the hands of social media and online in order for people to be able to still make a living, to be able to put food on their table. And that's and a lot of that, most of that was not around back in 2008. It definitely wasn't around in 1929 or in the 70s. None of that was there. People, when they get pushed enough, when their backs are against the corner, you find out what kind of person or what kind of people are. You find out what kind of person you are, what kind of people are. And right now, there's a lot of people that are very fortunate because this is a game that is not supposed to have you win. See, you're the NPC. That's a non-playable character. It's that person you bump into on the street inside of GTA. That's who you are. You're a supporting role. You're not supposed to steal the car, get the girl. That's not your job. Your job is to make it all look real. And if one of you end up having a little bit of success, then okay, but not too much, but okay. You see, that all, once you can kind of see through that a little bit, and you accept that this is a game, as cliche as it sounds, it all comes down to how you play it. Because once you know the rules, I don't give a shit what you agree with or how it shouldn't be or should not be. If you hate the system, if you hate the rules, if you hate everything, do not go out and protest. Play the game, beat them at their own game, and don't lose yourself along the way. Because if you do that and you don't lose yourself along the way, maybe you can be the change that you hope everyone else makes. Because here's a secret. Nobody that's there now is trying to affect anything real for you. Done. I'm convinced of it. If you learn the rules and you learn how to play it, and you can play it better than them, well, guess what? You get to start taking some of your power back. That thing that they tried to strip from you to keep you there as a supporting role, well, now you get to take some of that back. That is a pretty powerful thing, man. And you know what? That doesn't happen because you wake up one day and you decide, I'm going to do it better. That happens because, and again, I'm not trying to be salesy, I'm being factual. all this crap about, look, once you make the decision to do something, it's not about you just going out and doing it. You're not powerful enough on your own, but you find strength and power within people that all share the same goal, that all see the same thing. If you're looking at something, they're looking at something else, and they have your back and you have theirs, and you all are moving in the same direction. So you make the decision that you're going to play the game and you're going to do it better, and you're not going to let fear and all this other shit stop you. And then you're going to go find people that are going to support these decisions, and the ones that don't, then there's no room for those people. That's as simple as it gets. Everyone wants to. How many people in here? Type the number 5, right? And type the number 5 if you want to be able to quit your job, trade full time, and answer to nobody. Type the number 5 if you want to answer to nobody, quit your job, and work and be a full-time trader. To have all the financial freedom in the world, to have all the things that you see on every ad for every furu. Type the number 5 if that's what you want. You want to be able to make a bunch of money, answer to no one, fire your boss. Go ahead, type the number 5. It's most people, huh?
Looks like it.
Mm-hmm. I got good news and bad news. I got good news and bad news for everyone typing the number 5. Okay? Good news and bad news for you guys. The good news is this. The good news is that if someone like me, who is good, I hope, whatever, I don't care. If someone like me, who comes from, and I'm not unique, okay? I'm not super unique. Everyone's got their trouble. I'm not wanting it to come off that way. All I'm saying is, if someone like me, and there's a lot of people like me, that come from broken homes, that have no real advantages, that get dismissed and discarded, that have to deal with constant struggle and debt and, all sorts of real life stuff that shows up, can get ahead and build a life despite there being no reason logically why they should, then there's no reason that you can't. That's the good news. Everyone typed the number 5. Guess what? It's possible. Everyone that typed the number 5, that's your good news. That's your good news. Is that it doesn't matter where you come from, how much money you have, what your sexual orientation is, what your gender is, what your, how much money you have in the bank or don't have, how much time you have or don't have, all of those things. Doesn't matter. Everyone that typed the number 5, that's the good news, is that it's true. Is that it's true. You can absolutely do this. You can play the game and you can get ahead and be better at it than everyone else. You want to hear the bad news? That's the good news. Let's talk about the bad news for a second. Here's the bad news. The bad news is that in order to get to where you got to, get to where you want to go, you got to be willing to do shit you don't want to do. That's the bad news. What are some things you don't want to do? You have to be willing to sit in uncomfortability, to walk through fear. You have to be willing to be okay when certain things happen that are out of your control, to keep a level head so that you can be reactive and maneuver. You have to be okay with being not okay. It's not, oh, be frugal and plan it's not about, oh, save every penny, be frugal, plan for the whatever. It's also not about going out and spending whatever you want like a complete jerk. But it's about saying, I'm going to continue to put one foot in front of the other, and I'm going to continue to go after the things that I want to go after, because the universe or whatever it is that you believe in didn't bring me this far just to drop me on my ass. That's what it is. So that's the bad news. The bad news is that it's not, getting to where you want to go doesn't always feel good. It doesn't always feel safe. It seldom feels safe. It seldom feels safe. It's not supposed to. How are you going to appreciate anything? How are you going to not even appreciate? How are you going to know to appreciate? How are you going to know what you have is worth something like that if you didn't have to go through hell to get it? How are you going to know? There's no value on anything like that doesn't come from that. Not to me. Everyone that's in here, and I'm not just saying this to say it, I have seen people start. Diane, her name is Diane Fig. She's in here. I know that there's others, but she's the one that I know the most. She goes ahead and she starts with I don't even think she started with money. I think she started with the free stock at fucking Robinhood, right?
Free stock from Robinhood.
Yeah. Free stock from Robinhood. Yeah, good for her, whatever, good for her, 1 in a million, whatever, but except it's not 1 in a million. Except it's not 1 in a million. I personally don't believe that the universe just decides to look down on someone and say, you know what? F all of these other people with like their emotions and their family and their goals and ambitions, but this one woman, yeah, let's give it to her. I don't think that that's how the universe works. That's just me. I'm not a religious person. For me, I'm not a religious person. I respect everyone else's religion. I believe here's what I know about religion. I believe that there's something else out there and it's not me. But whatever that is, I don't believe that it just, points its finger at somebody and then ignores everyone else. That woman worked her ass off. She also didn't have a choice. She lost her job during COVID. She got super crafty real quick. She got real comfortable with being uncomfortable. And today, although nothing is perfect, she's not driving a Lambo. She was able to go ahead and pay her bills and sustain her life and get herself on solid ground. She's not lucky. She hustled. That's what she did. If you have more than 2 free stocks from Robinhood and complain about not being able to get ahead, don't talk to me. You're not going to like the response. Because through working with thousands and thousands of retail traders and investors over the years, she's not the only one. I've heard this story before. Maybe a little bit different. Maybe I started with $100. Maybe I started with 50, but today this is what I'm doing. Everyone wants to be a number 5. Everyone wants to be number 5. They want to fire their boss, do this, do that. Everyone wants to do it. But when shit gets ugly, nobody wants to sit there. Nobody wants to invest then. Nobody wants to put themselves out there. Nobody wants to take a step back and lose the emotion and put on their blinders and stick to their plan. Nobody wants to do that when this happens. And that's sad, because as well as you do within True Trading Group, and there's a lot of people that are doing well, and as good as you do, as well as you do in True Trading Group, if you are not able to sit through the days like today, if you are not able to learn how to play this game correctly, all you will ever be is an NPC. And that's sad, because you all are worth a hell of a lot more. And if I didn't believe that, I would still be in my old line of work. So I hope that, Mike, how we doing? Anything you want to talk about? Or
No, I mean, markets are just, markets have bounced a little bit off the low, but nothing severe. We're still down 2.7%. There's nothing major that's been going on.
Yeah. So I don't know how many people are not TTG members that are on here. I'm going to ask. Don't worry. I'm not going to sell you afterwards. I'm just curious to know who I'm talking to, who I just was like really open with. If you're not a member of TTG, can you just type TTG in chat? I'm just curious how many new people just heard that all. So if you're not a member of TTG, can you type TTG in chat? Let me know who I'm talking to. All right, not that many. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, you missed what I said? Don't worry about it. Wasn't that important. It's kind of shitty. All right, so not that many. Cool. Maybe I didn't embarrass myself too much here. So anyways, what I'm getting at is this. None of this is easy. For those of you that don't know for those that even care, I don't know if anyone actually gives a shit right now, but for those that don't know, I was a penny stock promoter. I promoted penny stocks, the really crappy ones, for a long time, since I was 22 years old. That's what I did for a long time. And right around 2014, I decided that, I'll never forget this as long as I live. Mike and I don't know if it doesn't matter. Point is that we had these websites and we'd send out stock picks or whatever, right? And it was all trash. All of it was trash. And what ends up happening is that we get to, in 2014, I send out this alert, and all of a sudden I get a message on Facebook, and it's from somebody that's on the list. And they say to me, what do I do? I just, I just invested X amount of money. I have my kids' bills I have to pay next week. I don't know what to do. I'm afraid. I don't know what to do. You ever have a moment in your life that like changes you fundamentally as a person? Right? That was me. That was mine before. And from that moment, for the next 4 years, I made a plan, having no idea what I was doing, to pivot out of that area, to get away from that industry and to do something different. And I did that. And every day that I got up, that was the goal. And every day that I moved, and we moved forward to that goal every day. And I got to tell you, when the difference between having to read stuff like I used to read and having conversations with people in True Trading Group now and seeing the impact that it is now versus what the impact was then, that's why I get so upset. That's why I get so upset. I can't help make everyone successful no matter how badly I want to. I can't. But a group of us can. 10,000 of us can. Right? Cannot do it on my own. And I obviously believe it because I bet my entire I bet my business on it. Mike comes on here every night, and God bless him, man. The guy he's turned into an incredible salesperson. He really has. He's fucking the best I've ever seen. I want to buy a membership, and I invented it. But what you don't see is the amount of time we spend actually giving a shit about other people's success, because we know what I just told you earlier. What I just told you earlier about how you have to know how to play the game and you can't do it by yourself and you need to find people and all that. Mike and I know that. We've known that for many years. We need you to be our people. That's why we say welcome to the family. That's why we say welcome to the family. It's not a use Carmen speech, even though he's become perfect at it. We need to be each other's people. And it doesn't matter. All you need to be part of our people is the willingness and the desire to improve yourself, and the empathy and, understanding to help your fellow person. improve themselves and improve them. And I don't mean handouts and crap like that. I mean, be supportive, be encouraging. You see someone doing well, don't hate on them. You see someone trying to get ahead, don't stomp them down because you feel like shit. The truth is this: nothing you do in this life to try and get ahead will ever be easy or guaranteed. None of it. None of it, none of it, none of it. It's not possible. It's not supposed to be. However, this is an unprecedented time. And I know you guys have heard this every night, but it doesn't make it any less true. Never has there been an environment where there's been this much volatility, there has been this much opportunity, and there has been this many chances for you to stay in the game beyond your regular 9 to 5. You guys have a cheat sheet working, or a cheat code working for you right now in the game. There are things that exist that you can use to keep you guys in the game longer, because the people that stay in the game the longest win. And the ones that just sit on here and surf YouTube and do nothing about it and get paralyzed in fear and go back to their 9 to 5, I'm not upset at those people. I feel bad for those people because they deserve better. And you can't do it for them. I'm not saying trading's the end all be all. And I'm not saying it's the only way to get ahead in this world. It's not. But I don't know of another environment or another thing that allows you to take free stock for downloading an app and turn that into a sustainable way to support yourself over 12 to 24 months. I don't know any other thing that exists. Like, Mike, do you?
I don't. Winning the lottery. That's it.
Right. Maybe going to the casino and hitting on a slot machine. I have no idea. I don't know any other place or any other thing that exists like that. Now, don't get me wrong. Once you get that down, then take some of that, go buy yourself some real estate. Go invest in a business. Go start the thing you've always wanted to start without having to be accountable to anybody else. Use this as the starting point. Or don't. And hopefully your job is there on Monday. I don't know. As long as the internet never goes down and the stock market is open and there's people that are willing to buy stuff online, or people that are, as long as there's an economy that exists, I know that I'm going to be okay. Can you say the same? And it's not because I'm sitting with millions of dollars in the bank. It's because I know what I know. I have experience. I have shit that you can't buy. So yeah, we sell memberships on here. We're a business. That doesn't make it any less impactful. And that doesn't make anything that we've ever said not true. This is a great place to start. For anyone here that figures out how to trade in this market, and they learn in this market, even though it's not easy and it's not quick and it's not AMC to the moon and GME to fucking Pluto, if it's none of this, if you learn how to do this here and you're able to harness the power of the volatility that's taking place in the market right now without emotion, Your reward is not money. Money is a byproduct of what you get. The reward is being able to tell everyone to go F off. That's the reward. That's the reward. Don't get consumed with money. Money's a tool. Money is just a tool. It's not your defining character. It's not your personality. It's not what, not what your kids love about you. Just a tool. The second you start looking at it like, oh my God, I got to hoard this because if I don't do this, then whatever. No. You know what? I would rather, this is just me, and I'm effing crazy, whatever. I would rather run a business into the ground knowing that I tried than batten down the hatches and try and be, and try and prepare for failure. If I'm going to fail, I'm going to go down with the ship. I'm going to go out swinging. And once I'm done swinging and I get knocked down, I'm going to get back up and I'm going to make notes of what I did wrong and I'm going to do it again. Because that's how winning is done. That's how winning is done. So whether this month is going to be great, whether CPI data comes in above or below, whether the market goes to 400 tomorrow or it goes to 200, it doesn't matter. You can't control any of it. None of it. You can't control any of it. But that doesn't mean you can't play along and eventually put yourself into a place where you can change some of it. But that's up to you. Everyone with big ideas is looking to, have an easy footing in something. They don't want to risk anything. Then stay out of it. But then don't complain. Don't share your ambitions if you're not willing to put up the risk. We all get one chance at all of this. And I don't mean the stock market. I mean this life. Unless, I don't know what you believe in, but until you show me a concrete 4K or 8K resolution video of something else, I'm just not the guy. For all I know for a fact is that this is it right now. Nobody's getting younger. Time only moves in one direction. And if you're still have a little bit of breath, then it doesn't matter if you lost 40 grand. It doesn't matter if you made 150 grand if you can't keep it. None of that matters. I know we didn't talk specifics about the stock market right this second or today or for the past hour and 13 minutes. And that's okay. Everyone knows what's going on. What is Mike going to tell you that you don't already know today? What's he going to tell you? You want his opinion on whether or not it's going to go back up? The answer is most likely eventually yes. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Mike, is it going to go lower? Could. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. The market is not closed on Monday, but banks are closed. That's my point. Where do you find opportunity? Mike, where can I find opportunity in the market right now? The answer?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Literally everywhere.
That's where you find it. We bouncing on Monday. Mike, who cares? and I say that not because it shouldn't necessarily matter. I'm just saying it doesn't matter. You're not going to predict that. You're not going to predict that. Mike's not going to predict that. How would he predict that? You think the top economic minds on the planet couldn't predict the unemployment rate? You think Mike's going to be able to call whether or not the market bounces next week? He can tell you if it looks oversold. He can tell you if the sentiment is changing. But all he's done on here for months is stress the importance of not being predictive, but being reactive. Right or wrong?
That's right.
And all anyone wants is for him to predict the future. Maybe if you all learned what you were doing, you wouldn't need the answer 3 days out. Maybe if everyone knew how to be reactive, instead of relying on people to predict something 2-3 days down the road, or a week down the road, or a month down the road. Maybe
nobody's going to be able to just successfully, predict whatever, like the data that is coming out right now that is moving this market. It's moving this market in such a massive way that you have to just stop trying to act like you have any effing clue what the jobs number is going to be, what the CPI number is going to be. Stop pretending like you have any idea what that number is going to be. React to the data that comes out. Understand the correlation between the market and this data. And when this data comes out, what does it mean for the overall market? And what does the market care about? Once you understand that relationship, you can start reacting to the data that comes out and be in a much greater position to profit from it than trying to pretend like you can predict what these numbers are going to be. Because you're in an unprecedented situation right now where this data is moving the market. Every time and I come on these live streams every time and I'm like, this piece of data, it's going to move the market. And it's almost like people don't believe me when I say these things, but then you see the markets are down 700 points and it's like, oh, wow, this data really did move the market. Well, yeah, no crap. I told you yesterday that this is a major and an important piece of data. Now, next week, you're going to get CPI. That's a major market moving piece of data. You got to understand what these numbers mean and what they're going to do to the market if they come in better than expected, worse than expected, so that you can start positioning yourselves and to profit from the biggest moves that I've ever seen in a market. Another day where the NASDAQ moves 4%. I've never in my entire life seen the NASDAQ move more than 4%, more in 1 year than it's moved this year. I've never in my life seen the S&P move more than 2% on a single day, more than it has this year. It's not just my life. It's because it's never happened in history. That is the environment that you find yourselves in. And all that means you can make money just as easily to the downside as you can to the upside by just, instead of buying a stock, shorting it. Instead of buying a call option, buying a put option. You just have to know how to do it and know, okay, if this piece of data comes out, what does that mean? Is the market going to go up or go down based on that data? Position yourself for it. That's what we mean by it. It doesn't really matter. Okay, like, yeah, what the jobs number is. Yes, was it a surprise today? Yes, of course, it was a major surprise. Did the markets go down today much further than I even thought they were going? Even after that data came out today, I didn't think the markets were going to go all the way down to 361, but they did. But you have to understand what that piece of data does to the overall market. These are the size of the moves that you're getting. 10 points, 12 points, 8 points, 9 points on the spot. It's unheard of. These are all opportunities for you guys to be able to make money from it. But not if you're just throwing shit against the wall, hoping that it sticks. Not if you're just trying to guess what this number is going to be and loading up on call options or put options before the number actually comes out. Because at that point, all you're doing is just gambling. I try to come on these live streams and I try to explain to you guys what are the things that are going to move this market. And if you take a position going into those numbers, understand that it's a gamble. Analysts on Wall Street that are 100 times more experienced and smarter, okay, and know more about this stuff than you do, are getting this information wrong. So stop trying to pretend like you can predict it. If the analysts at Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan and Citigroup and Barclays and UBS, if they are getting this information wrong, telling you, oh, we think that the CPI number for August is going to be 8.0, comes in 8.3. Well, you guys were wrong. Thanks for nothing. Oh, we think the unemployment rate is going to be 3.8. Well, it was 3.5. You were wrong. Thanks for nothing. If they're not getting this right, why are you going to try to predict what that number is going to be? Because the people that do this for a living aren't getting those predictions right. Stop trying to predict it and putting yourself either on red or black, because that's what you're doing.
And
you're putting yourself on red or black.
And there's a big difference between sitting back and just being reactive and hoping for the best and being, see, we're not saying don't be proactive. We're telling you to be proactive. We're telling you understand what's going on so you can play the game at its highest level so that you don't have to just be the NPC anymore. What we're saying is that there's a big difference between being proactive and predictive. You can set yourself up to understand what is happening without having to try and predict the future. That is what he is saying. It's not about not, just sitting back and only being reactive. You got to put in you put in the work now. But just because you put in the work now doesn't mean that you need to understand exactly what's going to happen next week. You just need to understand as it happens so that you can react to it. Exactly. You need to know what you're looking at so you're not staring down, so that you're not like dumbfounded. So you're not like a deer in headlights. That's what he's saying. It's not about, it's about, I was like, oh, make a plan. Yeah, but you know what? That plan doesn't have to be a turn-by-turn GPS. That plan can be, I know this is my risk. Up or down, left or right, this is my risk. I know these are the things that I'm comfortable with. I understand when this happens. This is how I will react if and when this type of thing happens. That's the plan.
Have an education to trade whatever the market gives you.
And it's crazy because it gets, sometimes it gets lost on here because, yeah, look, like I said, we sell memberships on here. This is how we sell our memberships. Trust me, for everyone that's not a member on here, you should be thanking your higher power that I'm not out there selling memberships the way everyone else does. Okay? Because y'all would be members tomorrow.
Maybe they would thank you if that was the case.
Yeah, maybe they would too. I'm just saying. Be thankful I'm doing it for True Trading Group and not for anyone else. What happened today is people are going to think I'm crazy, even more so. What happened today doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
And you know what else too? This is something that we talked about before. Like you asked before, how many people want to quit their job? They want to make enough money trading that they can just, live their freedom and live their lives. Well, guess what? You better learn how to make money in an environment like this because this stuff happens. This is part of what being a trader is about. You got to make money when markets go up. You got to make money when markets go down. Doesn't matter what's happening. As long as the market's open, if you're going to be a trader and you want to do this full time, you need to learn how to make money in this environment. Just like you need to learn how to make money in 2021. You got to learn how to make money in this environment. You guys all have these goals. Everybody sets these goals. Yeah, I want to be a full-time trader. Okay, well, did you just think that the stock market just only goes up and that's it? That's all that it ever does? It just only goes up. That's it. And you're just going to be a full-time trader for the rest of your life. And the market's just going to go straight up for the rest of your life. You're never going to have a bear market. You're never going to have a stock market crash ever again. Wrong. You're dreaming. You're dreaming. On average, the markets have a 10% pullback every single year. That's normal, actually, 10% pullback. It's not every year you get a 25% pullback, is where we find ourselves here today. You find yourselves this year at a 25% pullback, but there's times in history where you've gone down to 40 or 50%. You have to be able to make money when that stuff happens. You can't just sit there like a deer in headlights and go, oh no, what am I going to do? The stock market's down. Stock market's down. Okay, great. Get put options. Okay, great. Get short. You have to be able to make money in those environments. You can't set these goals and then all of a sudden, when the market goes down, all of a sudden not, start to get all emotional about everything. This is what being a trader is about. Do you want this or not? That's what you have to ask yourselves. Did you just only want to participate when you had these massive, crazy parabolic moves in crypto? Is that all you wanted? You want to just make some money for a couple of months and that's it? Just never make money in the markets ever again? Or do you want to be able to make money in the market for the rest of your life? Do you want to be able to earn an extra income stream and supplement your income to reach financial goals faster than maybe even those that you never thought were possible? Well, if that's the case, then you better put your pants back on and you better strap yourself in and you better get serious about this, because this is what being a trader is about. It's about dealing with the increases in volatility and knowing how to capitalize from it just as easily as you do when the markets are going to the upside, as they do go to the downside. You can't just pick and choose when you want to be a trader. Do you want to be a trader or not? Because this is part of it. It's like saying, I want to be a professional boxer, but you don't want to learn how to defend. You only want to learn how to punch. Well, that's not going to get you very far in life. You're not going to have a very successful boxing career. You got to learn how to make money in this environment, guys. Otherwise, you think you want to be a trader, you got to really start to ask yourself that. This type of stuff, like people today, it's like you see stuff like this and people start to get scared. They get emotional. Why?
Well, no, it's not why. We know why. But it's like why, but then it's also like, well, how do you make your peace with it? How do you move forward quickly? It's fight or flight. Fight or flight. Something like this happens today. You hear the conversations on the news, and you have a choice. Run away, hoard all your money under the mattress, call it a day. Batten down the hatches. We'll see you in 2 years. Hopefully everything's okay. Or put yourself out there a bit. You've literally put one foot in front of another, and you've been okay till this point. You're still breathing. You're still walking around. Keep going.
Let's go.
We know why you're afraid. It's not a matter of why am I afraid? Why do these people? Because you're afraid because you're a human being and you're seeing your 401k that you worked your ass off for implode. That's why you're afraid. But that's just an illusion. That's a tool. That's one facet of a series of tools that you have. But you're so blindsided that you're not looking all the way around you. You don't see the full 360-degree picture. You got more tools in your tool belt. And if you don't, you go down to Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever the hell it is, and you go buy some. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to wrap this up. Right now, we got a lot of members on here. Okay? But there's also a fair amount of people that are not members that are still on here. So here's what we're going to do. Okay? And yeah, this is the sales part. And it's okay. From now until Sunday, I don't have any laptops. I don't want anyone signing up for a laptop. I don't want anyone signing up for a gimmick. Y'all want a real opportunity to actually have a shot at that number 5 that everyone typed in earlier? I'm going to give it to you. I don't want you to sign up for a laptop. I'll want you to sign up for a laptop Tuesday, Wednesday next week when we do it again and all that, right? Cool. We can play that game next week. I don't want you to do that over the weekend. Don't sign up because you think we're going to run out of laptops. I want people that are new to sign up because they want a real shot at being able to do something different and better. So because of that, here's what I'm going to do. I'm taking out the laptop tonight. And from now until Sunday, and there's no time limit. There's no limited spots or any of that this evening because there's no laptops involved. So I got as many spots as I feel comfortable with. Everyone, you're afraid? You got CPI data next week? Shit's going to move the market. Shit's going to get real next week too. Stuff's going to get real next week.
Next week's going to be nuts.
So here's the deal. I'm going to give you our membership for the full year for $1,000. I'm going to give it to you for $1,000. You're not going to get a laptop. Because that's not why I want you to sign up. And to be honest, you don't really need it. You could trade from your phone. We have somebody in chat, Wolf of Weed Street was on here last night. I'm not even sure that dude owns a computer. I want to raise the price of True Trading Group, not because we necessarily need to or whatever. I want to raise the price of True Trading Group to back to where 2000 because I see what other trash is out there, what other bullshit programs are out there, charging 3 times as much. That's why I want to raise it. You got to know what you're worth. And there's a lot of people that watch us. They see that we give away all these things. When you sign up for True Trading Group, you get Benzinga Pro's real-time newsfeed, TradingView's premium charting software, Quote Media real-time level 2, eTNA simulator. You get so much stuff for free. It is, so we know that it's got to be worth more because eventually what'll happen is this. And anyone that owns their own business knows that this is true. If you don't go after what you are worth, then people will determine what you are worth. And you give that power to people that won't ever fully appreciate it. I am giving it away for $1,000 for this weekend to prove a point. It's a good business decision on my part. Let me explain. Sure, I'm going to make a lot less money on the signups this weekend. And you know what? That's okay. Let's play a little numbers game. Let's assume 50 people sign up this weekend. Let's assume 50 people sign up this weekend. Let's assume out of those 50 people that would have never have signed up before because it was too much or too many other things, whatever. Let's assume those people start to do really well in this kind of environment. Then let's assume I go to those people and I say, hey, remember when you were afraid for like months and weeks and you were indecisive and you had every excuse in the world, but then you signed up because I gave the price a dip down for the weekend and that was enough for you to get in? And then now you're doing well? Great. Can you guys go ahead and make me a little short video? Tell people how you're doing it. Tell people the truth about your experience. Let me put that online. This is a marketing expense, baby. This is a business decision. I am not giving anything away. I'm sacrificing short-term profit for long-term gain. Right, Mike?
Yeah. Just reading some of the comments coming through chat.
That is what I'm going to do. If you want to take a shot at something, do it. And here's the thing. We have this double your money back guarantee. Mike talks about it every night. It is the truth. You're going to you're going to sign up. You're going to attend one study group. Okay? You're going to complete all the courses. What's the other requirement? Study group, courses, what else?
Pass the quizzes.
And pass the quizzes. If you do that, at the end of the year, if you did not make $1,000 once, you probably shouldn't be trading anyways, but no problem. I will go ahead and give you back $2,000. That's 100% on your money. I want you to listen to me for a second. You don't want to part with your $1,000 today? I'm telling you, put up $1,000 in 1 year. If you can't make $1,000 back, we can get into a whole debate on the fact that there's probably something wrong with you or that you just didn't put in the effort. Either way, you're going to make 100% on your money. That's the worst case scenario. The best case scenario, well, that sky's the limit. Who am I to tell you what the best case scenario is?
Yeah, when you think about it, Dugan literally just says, guys, that's $83 a month for the most profound learning experience that you will ever have. It will transform your life. Comment from Dugan Diggs Stocks. I mean, that's probably one of the truest statements. I mean, $83 a month.
No, it's look. I ain't here. That's it. We said everything we have to say. You're getting $5,000 worth of tools. You're getting access to an amazing community that's going to support you and lift you up. Okay? You are going to have a real chance at this. And you know what? We're charging you because we're a business. You don't want me to treat you as a charity, and I don't want to feel like you're my obligation. Okay? This is America. This is an exchange. You're going to hold me accountable, and I'm going to push you to do better. That's what it is.
Tall Man goes, I made half the membership on just my trial. I made the rest of it just 2 days after signing up. Jump off the fence, people. You will not regret it.
Hey, man, there's no limited number, nothing.
Supreme goes, I spend more money on pot.
Yeah, most people do.
Most people spend more money on coffee.
No, look. The problem is that there's 1,000 people saying the same crap online, pitching the courses, the this, the that, with all these different whatever. I get it. I don't need you to sign up. I got 10,000 people in that chat. You think for 1 second if I went to them and said, "Hey, I want to close up annual membership. I want to focus on what we have." You don't think for 1 second they'd be down to pay some sort of fee and support us? You're crazy. Of course they would. I don't need you to join True Trading Group. I want you to join True Trading Group. I want you to experience what these other people are experiencing. I want you to be our people.
Be our people.
Don't get it twisted.
Be our people.
Go to ttgoffer.com. That's ttgoffer.com. Enter the coupon code TTG121. You have to manually enter the coupon code TTG121. Then you have to click the blue button that says apply code. The screen will flash green for a minute, and then you will see that the price is now $1,000, down from $2,212. Then you simply fill out the rest of your information and check out. That is it. It is literally that simple. I am going to raise this. Sunday night. And I honestly don't care if there's a shortage of annual signups anymore. You know, if the higher we go, some people start not signing up, or we can't get 15 spots. None of that really matters anymore. The secret's out. TTG's got word of mouth, man. So, you know, the cool thing about raising your price is that you don't need the same volume of people to get to where you need to go. Ain't that right?
Absolutely, man.
So I'm okay with less members and a higher price point. And the reason I'm speaking to you like this is because I want you to understand the mindset, because you come on here and you hear the sales pitch. So you know what? Let's talk to you like human beings. Let's talk to you like, you know, let's give you the respect. This is where we're at. It's your move. You have till Sunday at midnight. That's it. You have till Sunday at midnight. Sunday at midnight, I am going to raise the price on this membership. I don't have any laptops.
Memphis Street Doc says, this past month, I made more money than I did in 2021 when the market was over 400. Only one way that can be done, TTG's education.
Yep. Giovanni, welcome, brother.
Smart
Giovanni,
man.
Smart man.
Smart man, brother.
Giovanni just signed up. Big welcome.
Giovanni, welcome to the family guy. Yeah, $1,000 that's just crazy, Adam.
No, it's not. But it's not. It's not crazy. It's a marketing expense.
Yeah, you know what? Those people that are going to sign up for $1,000, if that's what it took to get you guys over the edge, off the fence, when you have success in this market,
I'm going to make it back when I take your message and I go and I use it. Yeah, you guys are going to sign up for $1,000. I'm gonna give every bit of support I can give to make sure you guys are successful, just like we do everyone else. And when that happens, if and when that happens, I'm gonna ask you to tell other people how you did it, and then I'm gonna use that to sell $1,800 or $2,000 memberships. I am not a saint. This is not because I'm some great guy. I have something I know that works. Mike has something he knows that works. We love that it helps people, but we
These
also
members
love the
know-
fact that
yeah,
we have it as a
know.
business. So come be some of the success. Come learn how to play the game correctly. Take advantage of my marketing this weekend. Or not, or be the person I sell it to at 1,800 or 2,000 or 2,500 when the market rallies back up and you feel like you missed it.
Yeah.
Buy it then.
Just remember how everybody felt in August. I got so many messages from people, Mike, did I miss it? Did I miss the bottom? I said, no, no, you didn't. But it's the emotions. The emotions continue to cause people to make the wrong decisions. And emotions are going to cause, don't let emotions cause you to make the wrong decision again.
So that's all I got to say about that. Y'all have till Sunday at midnight. I hope you take advantage of it. There will not be laptops on Sunday night. I don't want anyone signing up that wants a laptop. I couldn't be more real or serious. It's not a gimmick. It's not a tactic. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, we couldn't get any anyway.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Even if we had them, I'd hold them.
You want me to tell people kind of what's included with that for that $1,000?
Good. I thought I did a little bit, but go ahead.
Yeah. I can show them. I'll show them the actual
Show them the platform
too. Yeah, guys, I'll do that. I'll show you the platform. Like I'll show you all the stuff that you're gonna. I can't believe you're gonna get all this for $1,000. This is wild. There's actually
bro. Stop. It's not wild. It's a good decision for us.
It is good decision. It's a deal of a lifetime for people that are on this
deal of a lifetime, but it's good. It's a good buy. It's a good deal for a great product.
Yeah.
It's a good deal for a great product. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's not going to make you see Jesus, but it's going to give you a real shot at doing something with your, at improving yourself. That's what it is. Go ahead.
Well, guys, I'm going to show you everything that's going to be included with that membership because we actually have tools that are on our platform that are going to cost you more than $1,000 if you went to those companies directly. But we have negotiated deals with these companies to have their products on our platform. So I'll show you that stuff in a minute. Let me show you our chat room first because you're going to get access to our chat room and everything that for that $1,000 is going to get you the entire platform. All right. So it's going to get you all of it. So it's the chat room where the mods and I share our screen. We're live on the microphone, giving you analysis throughout the day. We're calling out our trades in real time. We have a mobile app that sends you real-time push notifications. So you guys could, even if you're not in front of your computer, you can follow along with everything it is that we're doing inside of the chat. You get 2 small private study groups, a chance to ask questions and really speed up your learning curve and make sure you're on the right path and you can talk to our moderators. You're going to get the Benzinga Pro newsfeed with the Squawk Box. This feature alone would cost you over $1,000 if you went to Benzinga directly. We've spent years building relationships with that company so we can offer the product on our platform. It's going to be included for that $1,000. You're also going to get the Trading Views premium charting software. That's about $600 a year if you went to Trading View directly. It's included for the $1,000. The Trade Ideas scanner, that's a few $100. That's included with your membership as well. Okay. The ETNA simulator. Okay. ETNA simulator. All right. That is going to let you guys trade stocks and options with fake money so you can practice implementing what it is that you're learning on the platform. Okay. That would cost you just under $1,000 a year if you guys went to ETNA directly. Our own proprietary scanner will let you create custom scans. You get dark pool data, unusual options activity, options flow. You get a full trading journal that's going to track all of your trading, give you statistics so you can see what you're doing wrong. A social sentiment scanner is going to go through Reddit, StockTwits, and Twitter, tell you which ticker symbols are being mentioned most. Analyst ratings on any stock you're interested in. Okay. Any stock you're interested in. So that'll be, you can see how many analysts have a buy, sell, or hold rating, insider buying, insider selling, all of it. Guys, also members. I forgot to mention, all members you can join Adam and I inside of the main chat room just for a quick 5 minutes. We want to have a quick discussion with you guys for about 5 minutes inside the main chat room as soon as we're done with this live stream. So members, you guys can head into the main chat room in the next like 5 minutes. All right. So as soon as we're done with the live stream, just head into the main chat. Adam and I want to have a quick little meeting with you guys for about 5 minutes. You're also going to get a watch list. Every day the mods and I publish a watch list with a game plan on how we plan on trading these stocks. All of our courses. The courses are a simplified version of what I learned working at the fund in New York. There's beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, okay, crypto, futures. It's all included for that $1,000. There's no VIP courses that cost more money. They're all included when you guys join the family. Then you also get our video library. Our video library will includes over 300 hours of additional educational video content. These are workshops and webinars that we've conducted live, covering a variety of different topics, like how to grow a small account, how to trade while working a full-time job. You get access to all of these, and you can actually attend these workshops live when you become a full-time member. Folks, it's time you guys got off your butts. It's time you guys got serious about this and joined the platform that actually can help you guys reach your goals. I can't guarantee you're going to be successful just because you join TTG, but I can guarantee you that if you join now for the $1,000, you go through our courses, you pass our quizzes, you attend the study group. If you don't make the $1,000 back, we're going to give you back $2,000. That's the deal when you join True Trading Group. That's our double your money back. I can do that because we've only had to refund about 2.6% of our users. We have a retention rate of about 78%, which means members that are renewing their membership, about 78%. Okay, and we're 5-star rated on Trustpilot with over 1,750 reviews. So all you guys need to do is go check out our reviews on Trustpilot. Based on what members tell us, the reviews they leave, based on the refund rate, the retention rate, I can very confidently say this has worked for thousands of people. You're willing to put forth a lot effort, I'm confident it can work for you as well. You just have to go to ttgoffer.com, enter the coupon code TTG121, and take advantage of this over the weekend, guys. Get your butts in chat. All right? So there you have it, folks. If you have not done so already, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, turn on your notifications. Members, get your butts over in the chat. Adam and I want to have a quick 5-minute meeting with you guys. I'll see you guys all Sunday night for the live stream, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll talk about what we expect to happen next week. Members, head on over into the chat. If you guys want to become a member, ttgoffer.com, TTG121 coupon code. I'll see you guys all later. Have a great weekend.